National Fishermen and Pacific Marine Expo are proud supporters of the Galley Stories podcast, as we make similar efforts to highlight the people and topics that define commercial fishing. You can see what that looks like in print and online all year long, as well as every November in Seattle when this community comes together at PME. Check out nationalfisherman.com and pacificmarineexpo.com to learn more.
Hello and welcome to Galley Stories, stories of the Bering Sea and beyond, hosted by Mark Kaler. My name is Penka Jane, podcast deckhand and longtime listener. We'd thank you to subscribe to the podcast and leave us a review. Here's today's catch.
Hello guys, welcome to another installment of Galley Stories, stories of the Bering Sea and beyond. I'm your host, Mark Kaler. Today we have Captain Chad Lowenberg of the Arctic Lady, and also, that's his big vessel, and then also he has a Bristol Bay boat that he fishes salmon on called the Calm Sea. Chad, how are you today?
Pretty good.
All right, let's just dive right into it. Where were you born and what got you into commercial fishing?
So I was born in Kodiak, Alaska, and born into the industry. My father was a fisherman, and I was born obviously in Kodiak there, like I said, and I was born into fishing.
What year were you born?
1976.
Just so we all get an idea of when. And what was the age that got you out on the, your dad took you out on the first?
Oh, we were out on the boat. Early. 5 years old, I can remember playing with Play-Doh on the dash. So, we'd roll up a ball of Play-Doh and let it go as the boat rolled, and it'd roll all the way across the dash, and then we'd try to catch it coming back.
Nice.
So we were young, 5, 6, 7, 8.
When did you start working on deck, and how did your fishing career progress?
So I started working on deck when I was about 12 years old. I'd say we went tendering in the summertime. We'd get out of school and we were required to go tendering and work for the summer, and we started with that 12, 13, 14, all through high school, and then when I was like 17 years old is when I started running my first boat.
Which boat was that?
So I ran a boat in Bristol Bay. It was a Bristol Bay boat. It was a little Rawson up there, and didn't really know what I was doing, but I threw the nets on and let them go and figured it out.
So no prior experience in the Bay?
I worked on deck in the Bay prior to.
You did?
I was a crewman in the Bay for 3 or 4 years prior to that.
Okay, so you did have some experience.
I did have experience, picking fish and working with the nets and stuff. Never any experience with running a boat, and boy, what a challenge. You take a 17-year-old kid and you throw him out in the middle of the Bristol Bay with hundreds of boats and currents and nets everywhere, and what a mess.
Well, let's get more into that experience, because we haven't had a lot of guys 17 years old out running a boat. How old was your crew? What were you dealing with?
I had my brother with me, and he was 18, I believe, at the time, and I had another guy that was about 19. So we were a 3-man crew, all young, all full of ambition, trying to get her done, and not knowing a whole lot of what was going on, and we ended up making a season out of it, actually, and I think I caught 65,000 pounds that season. First season ever running a boat, 65,000 pounds, and we made it work. So, and then I continued to fish the Bay, ever since then. So.
How long did you have the Rawson?
I just had it 1 year. I ran it for another guy who had a medical transfer that he was unable to go. It was actually the guy I crewed for. So I'd been on the boat for a couple years and crewed for him, and then he had a medical issue, and I took it over for one summer. And then the next summer I went back on deck, and then it worked into buying a boat and progressing and getting to where we are today.
When did you buy the boat?
When did I buy the boat? I bought the boat. Shoot, I don't remember, Mark.
I just own the damn thing. I don't know.
I bought a Marco. I bought a Marco years ago, and then ended up selling that and buying another boat, like four or 5 years ago. So.
Okay, and then you've also got obviously Bering Sea experience.
Bering Sea, yep.
Let's talk about how that started and how that progressed.
Yeah, so that started, obviously, Arctic Lady, boats Arctic Lady. My dad had it built in 1979. It's been in the family. He obviously retired. I worked on it growing up as a kid, and it just progressed into running it. It progressed into, my everyday deal.
Here, give me your phone. It's probably better.
Okay. And what were some of the good experiences you had in both? Because it's not often you get a dual guy that's hopping off one boat and the other, back and forth and back and forth.
So, Bristol Bay, I guess we'll start with that since we talked about it first. Bristol Bay it's an amazing place it's very, very fast paced. It's very competitive. It's still one of the fisheries where it's not an IFQ program, so there's it's a race for fish, and it's what you can catch out of the quota that's given and the amount of time you're given. So it's very fast. It's very fun. It's very quick, and the amount of fish that rolls through Bristol Bay is just amazing. And to be able to be a part of that and catch that is probably it's just amazing what happens.
The amount of fish and the amount of time you have.
The amount of fish and the amount of time. Yes, exactly. It's amazing how much fish you can catch in the amount of time you do.
Yeah. So okay, what about on the Bering Sea side?
Bering Sea side, I just enjoy catching crab. I just enjoy putting pots in the water and pot fishing and cod fishing with pots and catching crab. Like I said, it's to pick one specific reason or moment or time. It's tough for me to do. I just enjoy being out there. You never know what each day is going to bring. You never know what you're going to get. You just deal with it and keep going. And every day is a new day, and you keep moving forward. So,
how about your best day on the water?
Best day on the water.
Commercial or otherwise? Best day on the water?
I don't know, Mark. There's been so many. How do you pick one? Best day on the water. I don't know. I guess it'd have to be catching blue marlin down in Costa Rica or something.
I'll take it. What about some bad experiences you've had on the water? Scary moments.
Yeah, we've had a few bad experiences. Fires in the engine room. Pretty scary. You don't know what's going to happen. Icing up, in the wintertime, you get some ice on and it gets kind of sketchy, and those experiences it's all about knowing when to quit and stop and take care of it, obviously, but there's times when you get a little bit more on than you want to have on, and you have to stop and beat it off, and so those are probably the worst times.
Do you have one specific scariest moment that you can recall?
Well, I don't know. I'll think about that for a second, Mark.
Okay.
There's scary moments all the time, but haven't really had any situations where I've had
dire fear
where I've had to call Coast Guard or anything like that. We've always managed and been able to get out of a situation that we've got ourselves into, or that we've had minor fires in the engine room, pumps catching on fire or doing something when you smell smoke and you're up driving. And
I like how you said we've had situations that we've managed.
Correct. Yeah. It's typically always manageable. We do a lot of training, we do a lot of drills, we do a lot of safety stuff, so that if we do have a situation, we're prepared and we know what to do, and we can nip it in the butt real quick. So.
Okay. What has fishing given to you?
Fishing has given me a lifestyle, a way of life. I enjoy it. It's paid the bills. It's given me a chance to continue on. Second generation. I have a son that's very, very into it, interested in it. So maybe he'll be third generation, but it's carried through the tradition on for my family and my father's family. So
How old's your son now?
My son's 13,
So he should already be working on deck.
he is working on deck. He is on deck. He goes to Bristol Bay with me every year. I've been bringing him up there since he's 8.5.
So you already have the third generation.
I already have him on deck, and he loves it. And we call it Big Boy Summer Camp, but he likes it a lot.
What kind of shares he getting?
Well, that's to be determined. Depends on what he wants at the end of the season.
A bicycle or a
a
video?
motorcycle or a four-wheeler, it depends.
Yeah.
You gotta tame him down once in a while. Tell him, why would you catch that much now? Come on.
Yeah. What about what fishing is taking from you?
Taken from me, boy. Fishing takes a lot from people. I guess the main thing it takes from people is your family. You're gone. You're gone. You're not home. You're not there to enjoy your family being raised, and you gotta leave all the time and come back and in and out. And so the biggest thing it's taken from me is time with my family and seeing my kids be raised and grow up. And when we're home, we're home.
Yeah.
And that's good. But when we're gone and we're far away. Luckily, nowadays we have internet and things on the boat to where we can somewhat keep in touch. But it wasn't too long ago to where we didn't have that, and it was, you'd go days without talking to your family, and it's not something that
I think
fun.
I think the newer internet, Starlink obviously is one of the big ones, but it's a game changer for not only for folks out on boats, but remote Alaska in general.
Absolutely, Starlink is amazing. I've had it on the boat. I've had it on the boats now. I have it on both boats. I've had them on there for a year and a half since they first came out, and absolutely a game changer. It's like sitting in your living room and
You FaceTime your family.
FaceTime my family. Shoot, I even find myself watching a football game running gear.
Right.
So it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. So, is there anything else you'd like to share with us? I mean, it's been short and brief, but man, good speaking. But anything you'd like to share?
Boy,
Any advice?
Advice?
Sure. There's a lot of young guys out there watching TV thinking they want to go fishing.
Boy, I don't know what to tell them.
Yeah.
Not really. I don't have much advice.
Okay. Any final words?
Just thank my family for letting me do my job and let me do what I want to do and be away and it's tough on them, and that's probably the toughest thing, and just thanks to my wife and kids for putting up with me being gone and supporting them in that way.
Awesome. All right, Chad, thanks for taking the time to come down and talk to us today.
All right, Mark.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Thanks for listening to Galley Stories. We hope you like what the net brought in. Please leave us a review on iTunes. Whether you like it or not, we're not fishing for compliments. Look us up on Facebook and Twitter too, and reach out to us at galleystories@gmail.com.